Wainstein?
Yes, good afternoon.
Hi.
Can you tell me what the total bond debt is for the North Bergen MUA?
Sure. Mr. Bastatin?
Off the top of my head, no, I
Can you
can't.
give an approximate what the bond debt is?
I can, if you put a request in, I will give it to you in writing.
Okay.
I don't want to guess.
I recently read articles about retirement payoffs in local newspapers, and as a result, I did an Oprah report, timesheets, particularly Pat Bartoli's timesheets, and all I received was a one-page sheet that said absolutely nothing. And as taxpayer and as a resident, we have the right to make sure that she comes in a certain amount of hours and that she gets paid accordingly. Now, apparently, there's no records. How do we know, Mr. Pastana, how can we possibly know how much comp time is owed to her?
I don't have comp
Vacation
time. I don't get it like Jack got it. I don't get
Vacation
comp time.
time or sick days, how do we make sure that she is complying with the laws and regulations? And that the taxpayers are getting their fair share?
Ms. Bertoli is a salaried employee, so she doesn't receive comp time. So that's your- You asked if he has, we know if she has any or not. She doesn't receive any. Okay? Salary. You have the monthly sheets that show that has accumulated total, which keeps an ongoing record of what she's used each year and what she has left. And what was carried over from the previous year, it's on that sheet. So,
There has to be some type of documentation that states when she's sick or when she doesn't come to work.
that's,
That
if you look, that shows us, that shows, as
Which she
the,
monitors herself.
Somebody's got to monitor.
she's
It's a total conflict of interest, don't you think?
Mr. Wainstein, isn't on an executive level, which they, that you be considered executive, what are you, the CFO, right?
Yes.
She's the
On an
department.
executive level,
Right.
you don't punch a clock.
And that's why we have a chief executive.
You don't punch a clock.
I do mine the same way.
Takes it from me. Right.
I'm not going there, Jackie, but she's saying she doesn't.
I know
Right?
what she's saying. I know
But on
what
an
she's saying.
executive, in any executive of any corporation, they don't punch a time clock. And they take care of their own records. I mean, that's obvious. We're not gonna.
This is a public entity,
All right,
and we have people that pay their taxes.
exactly.
And
And
you
you're
have
entitled to know, you're entitled to answer the question. But again, on an executive level, any level of the political politics, they don't, the G's don't take, right now.
And that's why our
vacation.
taxes are so high.
I agree
And that's
with you.
why there's no
No, I'm not arguing with
accountability.
you.
And that's why we have a
Not
problem with
arguing with
local
you, not
government.
arguing with you.
That's the
Not
problem.
arguing with you.
Well,
There's a lack of
Mr.
accountability.
Wainstein, are
But
you saying,
I'm
That's not just
that
North
I'm not
Bergen,
here?
it's
Is that what you're saying?
536
Are you
season.
under the belief that I'm not here on a daily basis? Is
We
that
do-
what the belief is?
We just want to see the documentation.
I understand that,
and the proof.
but
That's it.
as every department head, executive official in this department, in the township, in every township that doesn't punch a clock,
And that's what needs to
do
be
you,
changed.
do you
Everybody
believe,
needs to punch in.
because I'm not here? Is that what you're
No.
saying? Are you saying
My
that
concern is
you
that
believe
you're-
I'm down the shore every day, like
No,
Mr. Vinci
my
said?
concern is that you're political.
Not every day.
You're a committee woman, you sit on the Board of Education,
That doesn't
and your
matter.
husband received a $15,000 raise.
What is
That's my
what is-
concern.
But what does that have to do with me being here every day?
That's my concern.
Okay.
There's no
Then
accountability.
maybe you should sit in the parking lot and watch me. I mean, I don't know.
There's,
Mr.
I
Wainstein,
compared,
in
well, I'm gonna
town-
go on, I'm sorry.
That's
There's
fine.
two people that receive raises. I compared the current payroll with payroll 6 months ago. Only two people received raises. Pat Bartoli's husband, he received a $15,000 raise. And Ruth Shaw received a $10,000 raise. Everybody else, all regular employees, received a 1.5% increase. And that's because she's on the planning board, because she's on the Board of Education, and she's a political worker for Nick Sacco. Ruth Shaw is also a committee woman and a political worker for the political machine, and she received a $10,000 raise. There's a total conflict of interest here. And now she's going to say that she doesn't sign in, or she has no accountability for the hours she puts in. That's because she's not here, and she's out there doing politics.
Well, if you
That's the
know that,
problem.
you need to prove that. You need to prove that. Call the FBI. I mean, listen,
You got an
That's
official
just-
FBI.
that's just